Welcome to Driven Pro. Here today we're going to be doing an installation video showcasing one of our 2.2 beadlock rims. This particular model, this one is called Maverick. It's actually a 4-piece design. We got our ring, face, center section, and end piece. So usually what I like to do is I'll take first off and we're going to place the center section. Center section inside our tire. Like so. And then just depending on preference, there's a couple ways you can do it, but I usually take and put 5 or 6 rubber bands on the tire just so that it's going to pinch and help make sure the bead stays in while you're doing the assembly. So yeah, it's all personal preference. It's just something that I found works for me. Alright. Another thing I like to do is I'll take and roll the foam, make sure that it is centered. So double checking, making sure that it slides inside nice and smooth, because this is going to collapse later when you get everything together. Alright, looking good. Now the next step is you're going to want to take your face, and this is where it gets a little tricky. You got to take and line up your holes. You want to make sure that you get it set in center. Kind of take a look at your holes. Now we provide, with the bead locks, we provide 4 bolts. And they're cheater bolts. What they're designed to do is to get everything lined up. So usually what I'll do is I'll take and get one started. Now the face is already tapped and ready to go. So just like real tire, you want to take and do the offset so that it takes and tightens up evenly. So you take and adjust. We got one here, then one across. Want to make sure that you don't cross thread anything. So usually what I'll do is I'll take and get it started, just a few turns. Now these are precision drilled and tapped on our CNC, so there should be no issues with thread, so it should go nice and smooth. Then you're going to take and put the last 2 cheater bolts on the opposing side. Like I said, this is just to keep everything nice and lined up. And the 4th one right there. Like so. What I'll do is I'll usually take these 4 and then snug them all down. And you can just snug them down till they bottom out. You don't need to tighten these up super tight. Their whole job is just to be guides to make sure that everything is able to collapse nice and straight. So when you put the real bolts that's going to hold everything together, that these guys will be able to line up correctly. Alright, so then now we're going to take the actual bolts, the 2.5s that are going to hold everything together, I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to squeeze this down. I'll take and put it on the table like so. Hold it down. Get it started, and while I have it engaged, I'm going to take and do the next one. So as you can see, I got 1, 2 done. Alright, now let's take and go to the opposite side. I'm going to do two over here as well. Alright. Okay, so with those 4 in place, now you can go ahead and take out your 4 long cheater bolts. Take those guys out because they're no longer needed. They did their job keeping everything aligned. So I'm going to take and back these guys out, put them aside. Now when you put the 6 bolts in, personal preference, you can use some blue Loctite to hold things in place so that they don't back out. We've run these on 2-cell. I've never had a problem with them pulling off the bead. But keep in mind though, if you're doing high speed runs, you might want to add some Loctite to your bolts. Once again, like I said, personal preference. So here if we look inside, we got 4 done. Now we're going to add the last bolt in. Everything should thread nice and smooth. If anything is having a hard time threading in, you want to double check, make sure that you're not cross threading. Everything should thread nice and tight. Alright, so I have all 6 of the bolts in, and you're going to be skipping a space, so you want it even with the 6 bolts. Now once they're all in, we've designed these bead locks to work specifically with this length of bolt. Go ahead and snug these down. Once again, if you want, you can put some blue Loctite or red Loctite. When these bolts are all snugged down evenly, you'll feel them bottom out. Don't over tighten them. If you over tighten them, you could run the risk of stripping out the face. You just want them to bottom out, and you can feel it. It's just a little, I like using a shorter Allen wrench so that way I don't over tighten and over torque anything. There it is. Just a gentle feel. Good. I'm just going all the way around, just double checking. And we're good. So that is a finished backside. Now we'll go ahead and move on to our ring. The cool thing with the ring too is it also provides additional grip because these 2.0 bolts actually thread through the face and will bite just a little bit into the tire. So it helps to give a little bit more bite, keep that sidewall from pulling out. There we go. All done. Once again, this is our 2.2 beadlock rim. This particular model is called Maverick, and you can pick this up at www.drivenpro.com. Check us out on Instagram, drivenpro, DRVNPRO. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good day.